Hey, this is Ish, and in today's talk, I'll be going over an old school game concept called peacocking. So, as you can see here, I'm wearing an outlandish bucket hat with this red shirt over here, cowboy shirt, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about why peacocking works in terms of getting attraction from women, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about its origins, why it works, and how you can implement it in your life to experience more dating success. So, I originally first heard about peacocking back in 2007. Yes, almost 20 years ago, from the old school TV show called The Pickup Artist, featuring Mystery. And Mystery was an OG pickup artist back in the day. He used to wear a top hat and goggles and all these really outlandish, flamboyant outfits, which would garner him a lot of attention when he'd go to clubs back in Hollywood. And the reason why this works out is because when you are dressing in a way that kind of stands out a little bit more, you garner more attention initially when you talk to different women. And peacocking really stands out because a lot of guys just dress really basic or very normal. They just wear like a button down and jeans and random sneakers. So when you are wearing something that is a bit different from what is expected normally, it gets a lot of attention. And what is very important about peacocking or dressing in a different way or fashion is that you want to be congruent to your image. So, what I mean by this is that you want to dress in a way that stands out, but is also congruent to your image that you portray. So, for example, if you're dressed in more of a skater style, you want to be congruent to that image. Or if you dress like in a hippie style, you want to be congruent to that image. So, whoever you are like normally, you want to dress to that image, but also stand out a little bit more. Now, why does peacocking work? So, peacocking works because it shows to girls, but also just people in general, that you are able to handle social pressure or social stress. Because if you dress in a way that's a bit out there or a little bit outlandish that draws attention, it shows to others that you can handle the stress and pressure that comes with dressing a bit weird. Because obviously, you're going to have more eyeballs on you, people looking at you more often compared to if you just wore a hoodie, for example. So it shows a lot of good things that you're able to handle a lot of these pressures from the outside world, that you're stress tolerant, that you're strong in your own identity, and that you can just handle whatever comes your way. So these are all very good things. It also shows that you are your own person, that you're able to be unique and separate from the herd. Because again, peacocking is dressing in a way that's a bit different. So you are dressing in a way that stands out and that doesn't conform to what society says is normal. Because if you look at any magazine or if you read any like latest fashion, it tells you to dress in a certain way. Just everyone, it just tells everyone to dress in a certain way to conform to societal standards. You're kind of saying, no, screw that. Let me just dress in my own way, whatever my own style is. So it shows a bit of individuality there. And it shows leadership qualities because you are looking at the world through your own eyes as opposed to reacting to whatever societal fashions tell you the way you should dress. So it again shows individuality, uniqueness, the ability to handle social pressures, and these are all very good things. So when you dress in a way that it stands out a bit, it drives a lot of attraction right away from a lot of women because it shows these qualities right away without you even saying a word. So those are the positives of peacocking. Now, with peacocking, it is a delicate balance because on the one hand, it does convey a lot of value. You'll notice a lot of celebrities, peacock and dress in a different way, like their own fashion. And when you peacock, it shows other people that you are higher value, which is obviously very positive if you are trying to work in your dating life. But the problem is that as you raise in your value, you also lower your comfort levels in women. So, what do I mean by this? So, attraction is a mixture of both value and comfort. So, when you are raising your value, you also lower in your comfort. So, you also lose a relatability aspect when you talk to women because you are so high value as you appear to you through your image that women sometimes may not relate to you as much. So there can be an additional challenge with that if you peacock a little bit too much. You do get a lot of attraction right away, but you do sacrifice in relatability and comfort. So you do want to make sure that you're mindful of also being um, relatable with the women as well. So, and when you think of game, we want to have a good balance of both value and comfort. So, if you are too high value and very low comfort, basically, a woman is more inclined to have a lot of short-term adventures with you. But but they may not call you back. But if you have too much comfort but not enough value, then what happens is you may get friend zoned, or a woman might see you as a best friend, but there's not that attraction right there. So with peacocking and dressing a little bit more outlandish, you do raise your value. And obviously, if you're just decked out and all this gear, if especially if you look back in 2007 and earlier of the old school pickup artists and how they used to dress, they're very skewing very high up in value. And the reason why they did this is because they would go into Hollywood clubs where where they're trying to skew is more higher value than comfort. So it obviously depends on where you are located and the types of people that are in your environment. So if you're in a suburb and people are just dressed in hoodies, just a little bit of peacocking will go a long way. But if you live in a bigger city like LA or New York, all these places, you you can actually get away with more peacocking and dressing a little bit more out there because you do need to make a dent in your environment and the venue that you're in. So it is context dependent. So just know that as a rule of thumb, if you do peacock and dress a little bit more out there, you will get more attention on you, higher value, more eyeballs on you, and you will learn over time how to deal with that pressure and actually sink in with it and be comfortable with it. And these convey very good values to other people, and this is a good indicator to other people. So now let's go over how to peacock. So again, you want to be congruent to your image and the vibe that you present. So obviously, a person that is a vegetarian yogi would dress differently from a meat eating sports person, like that persona, or a rock star, or someone that is into rap music. So it is all very context dependent. But the ideal rule of thumb is you want to dress the way that you present to others, but just turn it up a notch and maybe even a couple of notches, and dress to an exaggerated version of whatever image that you present to the world. And as a result, you will also attract the types of people that are into that vibe. So what do I mean by this? So if you're into health and wellness and hippie lifestyle and all that stuff, you can dress to that aspect and turn it up all the way. And when you do this and you peacock in that manner or that fashion, you will also attract women that are into that as well. So I want you to think about what you can wear and what clothes you can get to stand out from the crowd. How can you stand apart from all the other guys that go out, in your local nightlife or wherever you go out to? How can you make a dent in the wall and stand out? And how can you also get used to the social pressure? Because that will happen. People will comment on your outfit, they will look at you, you get more eyeballs on you. Can you get used to that as well? And if you can, which is a big test of it all, then that will actually confer you more high status because you're getting used to being comfortable with high pressure situations, with more tension, and these are all very good qualities. So I want you to practice stepping out of your comfort zone, dressing up a little bit more outlandish, and notice how this actually changes your dating life and your success with women.